2026, nobody should be treating you like you're an option. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance, and that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, then it's not in a line, which means it's not for you, so don't force it. As well as grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to go over and discuss why you should not be allowing people to treat you like an option, as well as knowing that you're not an option, with some recommendations, some reminders, and some disclaimers and certain things that you should be aware of. So starting off with the first disclaimer, starting off with what you should be aware of. You are not an option. There is this misconception that people are replaceable, and that's not true. And the main reason why that's not true is because there's only one of you. Yes, there are women in this world. Yes, there are men in this world. Yes, there are theys in this world. Yes, there are she's and we's and LG's 1, 2, 3s. But nobody is you. So just because men and women exist doesn't mean all women and all men, are the same, because we're not. Just because people are a certain ethnicity or have a certain type of hair or physically look a certain type of way does not mean that everybody has the same je ne sais quoi, everyone has the same essence, and everybody has the same energy, spirit, or mindset, because everyone does not. If everybody's not even exposed to certain things in life, like resources and tools and education and finances, why would you think people are the same? Stop allowing people who don't know who they are, who do not pour into themselves, who are not secure themselves, to make you feel less of a person or make you put your time, energy, and effort into them when that energy is not reciprocated. You have to realize that what you do, everybody else doesn't do. Like, now, of course, this doesn't mean that there aren't people who aren't doctors and influencers. You guys, I got a notification. And people, like models and athletes and celebrities that don't exist. Like, people don't act, but no actor is the same. No singer is the same. Like, a lot of people love to compare things, even restaurants. And I'm going to use that because I don't like to compare people. I feel like people who compare people are delusional, all to y'all shade. The reason why you're delusional is because you can't compare apples to oranges. You may like one more than the other, but apples and oranges are not even the same. Like, they're not the same color. They don't have the same flavor. If they were the same, why do both of them exist? And you have to realize that. But with establishments, you have to realize that there could be a Burger King and there could be a McDonald's. The food does not taste the same because they're not even seasoned and have the same ingredients. So you need to know that you are one of one. That's the first disclaimer. Everyone is not created equally. We're not. The second disclaimer you need to know when not allowing people to treat you like an option is because you are unique, because you're your own person, you are allowed to pick and choose who's in your life and who's not. It's really important that moving forward, when you're watching this video and when you're finding yourself and when you're no longer allowing yourself to put other people before you or allowing people to treat you like an option, you realize your worth, you realize the capacity, you realize who you are. Until you have a certain level of confidence within yourself, you will allow people to make it seem like what you do is regular or basic. Over here, it's nothing regular, it's nothing basic. Okay? And if anybody feels like you're regular and basic, remove yourself from them. Me personally, I've never wanted to surround myself with people who were not doing above and beyond. Shout out to Buzz Lightyear. To infinity and beyond, okay? Buzz Lightyear was in a whole different reality, a whole different galaxy. And you guys, I cannot wait to see Toy Story, I think 5, which is insane to say, is coming out very soon. Buzz Lightyear was not Woody. Woody was a cowboy. Buzz Lightyear, okay, he was from outer space. Until you have a certain level of confidence within yourself, knowing that what you do is rare and needs to be appreciated, you will allow people and places and things to make it just seem like, oh, well, she's regular. No, I'm not. Like, you need to start putting some respect on your name, because once you started putting some respect on your name, people have no choice. And if they feel like you do too much or you're not even all that, okay, then they're not for you. And that's the third thing. Once somebody shows you that they're not willing to receive the energy that you are providing for them, once you realize people are ungrateful, because there was a comment, I'm gonna put it here, from somebody who's a main subscriber, Miss Margaret, said, well, people take advantage of you, Ty. People can only take advantage of you if you allow them. People can only manipulate you if you're unaware. At a certain point, and that's number 4, you have to stop making excuses for people. It doesn't matter if it's your family, your friends, or people that you're in relationship with, or even your kids, because that makes it worse. Like, a lot of you all enable and make excuses for people because they're familiar, or because you all have attachment issues and are afraid to be alone because you've always been codependent, because that's what it is, and we're going to wake that up. Stop making excuses for people. If you see someone is disrespectful, if you see people are nasty, if you see people talk about you and they gossip and they want to take from you and not pour into you, why do you keep surrounding yourself with them? And I'm speaking from experience. Once I realized that there were a lot of grotty and demeaning and degrading and disrespectful and negative, like envious people, certain people in my life, I snatched myself out of the situation. Once I realized that certain dudes were like extremely lustful, or they didn't have genuine intentions, or they were freaking egotistical, I removed myself from them. Once I realized that certain women couldn't be a friend, were messy and catty, I removed myself from them. Once I realized certain jobs wanted to have certain hierarchies, I stopped going to these places. Once I realized certain family members felt the way they felt about me, I stopped wanting to speak to them. Unless you have to be in a season or an environment where you have to be around them, which we'll talk about in a second too, keep it to a certain distance, keep it to a certain level of professionalism. Just because you're professional, which a lot of people confuse, and you have class and integrity, doesn't make you fake. It's called being cordial, and it's called being mature, which a lot of people lack. And this is why people think they have options, because honestly, these people are not mature. Over here, this is for the mature audience. We motivate, inform, and educate. You have to realize that if somebody is not treating you how you want to be treated, and you express yourself and you tell them that, and they gaslight you, or they manipulate you, or they say things like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, it's not that you want sympathy from them, it's the fact that they lack accountability. If you know you're not out here treating people nasty and disgusting, why should you receive that? Why should you receive that? Let me know in the comment section, and let me know if you've gone through this, because you have. You're watching this video. I've witnessed so many people, like I said, so demeaning, so grotty, so disrespectful. And they thought I was going to be in their life. No, like a lot of times I've had to unfortunately be in certain seasons and certain chapters of my life because of me having to survive and doing what I needed to do. Once I was able to level up, and this is why I'm constantly leveling up as a person, I'm not ever going to have like a moment of a prime. I no longer associated myself with certain people. Like, the only reason why a lot of times I had to be in certain environments like school and work is because I didn't get to pick the people that worked at the jobs. I didn't get to pick the people that were in my class. I didn't get to pick certain people in my family. Once you realize that, because what happens is, unless these people are going to therapists or seeing a psychiatrist or going to the gods, ancestors, universe, take what resonates, leave the rest, because we're not here to force religion or spirituality, they're not going to change. They're too egotistical, they're too prideful, and most importantly, they're too arrogant. And I don't know about you, that's one of my biggest icks. I cannot stand somebody who's prideful. I can't stand an egotistical person who's operating from a low vibrational state. Like, it's nothing wrong with having an ego, but it's when you can't even apologize for what you do because you feel like you always have to be right. Somebody who never thinks they're wrong, oh my gosh, I've never, out of my 29 years, respected these type of people. And that's another reason why you need to know you're not an option. It's about respect. When people respect you, they know what you do. They know how you carry yourself. They know that you're a good person. And like I said, when you're not out here causing confusion and corruption and being messy or trying to steal from people or have hidden motives or plotting, you don't lose sleep. Like, I've never lost sleep from being a good person or doing right by myself and other people. And I don't miss anybody, because a lot of the people I met that I'm no longer associated with, they were not good people. They weren't good people to themselves, so they weren't going to treat me good. And you have to realize that, once again, why would you even want to be associated with people who don't even respect themselves? That says a lot about you. Birds of a feather do flock together. So now, when it comes to the recommendations of you knowing that you're not an option, number one, you need to focus on what it is that you're good at. What are some qualities? What are some things? What are some skills that you know you're talented in, you have expertise or experience in? What are some things that you're good at? Number two, once you take the time to figure out who you are, you need to learn how to embrace those things. You need to have a certain, like I said, of confidence. So what? If you know you're educated in certain expertise in certain topics, speak on them. The only people who get offended when you know something that they don't know are people who are ignorant. Instead of them being offended, like I said, being egotistical and arrogant, they'll take the opportunity to realize, okay, well, Ty Guidance may know some experiences or may have some wisdom or may have some discernment or may be educated in an area that I lack, let me take notes from her. Let me ask her questions. Let me look up this information. Let me be inspired. Stop hating on people. Stop being envious of people. Learn to be teachable. We don't know everything. That's another thing I can't stand. When people try to say, well, oh, you think you know everything, you let them know I only know what I know. Don't get mad at me because I'm well-versed and multifaceted and I'm very experienced. You don't know what people have gone through to get to the things where they are or what they do daily. And this is why it's so important to know who you are. And that's the third thing. When you know what you're good at, when you know what you're confident at, when you embrace those things, you surround yourself with people and places and things. It's so important that moving forward, your community is on the same level. The reason why there was a disconnect in my past with certain people, places, and things is because they were not well-rounded. They were not multifaceted. They did not have the same experiences. I grew up extremely privileged, you guys. My first birthday, I went to Disney World. I've been traveling. I've been had a passport. I have been out the country a lot of times. I've been to, out of all the 50 states, maybe like 23, 24, like half of them. Like, you have to realize that I've moved a lot of times in my life. Surround yourself with people who are the same. The only people who have a problem are people who don't do what you do. And once you realize they're not willing to do what you do, once again, like, and I'm going to keep reiterating that, why would you want to be around them? Once I realized that a lot of people were like small-minded that I used to know, and they weren't willing to travel, they weren't willing to become educated, they weren't willing, like I said, to be teachable and only know what they know and not be envious, I didn't want nothing to do with them. Like, I am meant for more. I am meant to do great things. I do have a lot of expertise. I've worked a lot of jobs before I became this entrepreneur, this businesswoman. And that's another thing. The people who do what you do, once you start surrounding yourself with them, they're not going to be offended. Like, the people that I've networked with, the people that I'm collabing with, they're not offended. They're not threatened. They realize, okay, Ty Guidance is good at these things. When we need her for those things, we'll use her for those things, and vice versa. Like, certain things that I need to work on, my peers, my people that I'm working with, vice versa, we work together. It should be a give and take, not you giving all your time, not you giving all your energy. The more you give your time, energy to people who are, first of all, not even deserving, the more you're going to resent yourself, not even them. Because I've helped people, I've done things for people, like financially, emotionally, spiritually, never got that energy back in return. What I had to realize was that once I realized certain people could not meet me where I was, and I was quote unquote doing too much and they weren't doing enough, I had to remove myself and I had to start pouring into men, or not men, but like a man who was able to appreciate the energy that I was giving to him. I had to pour into the relationships with my business partners, people who understood the business. I had to make sure with certain people and like I was having relationship with, whether it's like coworkers or classmates or friendships with other women, that we were on the same page. You are going to allow people to continue to treat you like an option and you don't know who you are. And that's the fourth or fifth thing. I lost count. You need to figure out, who you are and what makes you you. So on your notes, in the comment section, your homework assignment is to spend some time with yourself and pay attention to the things that you like and pay attention to things that you don't like. The things that you like, the things that make you happy, the things that bring you joy, the things that make you feel at peace, continue to focus on them. Everything else, you need to start removing it from you because it's a distraction. You're not an option. I'm not an option. And if people feel like the grass is greener on the other side, you give them the water hose. You let them go find somewhere else. Let them. You can't be afraid to be alone when you're in a relationship or with certain people, places, and things, and you still feel lonely. Because that's what it is. People will sit here and settle relationships with marriages, jobs, family members, all because they don't want to be alone, because they don't realize that they're not an option, because they're not confident, and then end up resenting these people. I'm telling you guys from experience, so I'm not going to say too much because I feel like I said everything. Let me know what you guys need to work on, how this video resonated with you, as well as following me on all my social media platforms. All the information is down in the description box below, as well as following me on my Instagram and on my TikTok. All the information is down in the description box below, as well as when you guys are following me there, head to live And if you're interested in the service in a session, click my website. And if you're ready for that, let me know. But I'm not an option. And I need you to rewatch this video and repeat it, okay? I love you. You are loved. Until next time, peace.